Hello people, welcome to the People Building Video Podcast. As you can see, I am out of the office. I'm actually sitting in the very pretty atrium area just outside of our office, and I know it's been a very long time since I recorded a video, but I have a great article to share with you today. So if you head on over to the People Building website and just click on the resources tab at the top there, scroll down to articles, you'll be able to see the written version of this said article. This one is called Laying Foundations. When I was younger, I used to write poetry, believe it or not, and then as I grew up and grew busy with other things, I stopped. One day I realised I hadn't written any poetry in ages, so I thought I'd sit down and put pen to paper. But when I did, I couldn't find anything to say. It was hard work. The sentences became clunky and awkward, like being on a date and realising that the person doesn't fancy you. But out of politeness and sheer determination, you decide to stick with it, even though you know it's ill-fated. The words did not arrive. My skill had left me. My rhyming mojo was gone. I haven't attempted to write poetry ever since. I wondered what changed, how I could command a skill at a moment's notice, only to realise it had escaped like a thief in the night at the next. They say nature fills a void, and perhaps it is little coincidence that sometimes later I should find myself writing books, manuals and articles. My mojo had never left. It simply evolved into something different. That loneliness you felt was not because you were alone, but because you were searching. That confusion you experienced was not uncertain knowledge, but realising the answer. The fear that you felt about that thing was not real. The cause had already passed by the time you realised your fear, but your feeling lingered like dust in a room where something was moved and unsettled for the first time in a long time. The thing had already moved, and your fear was a delayed reaction. That rejection you worried about was not because you were unlovable, but because someone loved you enough to push you forward towards better things. Nothing ever ends, ever really leaves, but things do change and do move on. The people that are no longer in your life now haven't gone because they formed part of the foundations and the framework of who you are now. A tree isn't a seed, but a tree can only be a tree because it was once a seed before. And I can only write these metaphors because I used to write poetry, but I don't anymore.